Sizzler for the Commodore 64 was made available in late 2018 as an RGCD limited edition release that could be ordered as part of the Zzap 64 2019 Annual Kickstarter campaign, with a choice for the game to come in either cartridge or clamshell cassette format. If you missed out on ordering your copy, no need to fret, as the good news is that Sizzler is about to receive a general release by Psytronik Software in January 2019. Can the team of Collier, Story and Cross, responsible for bringing to us the RGN Gamers' Choice 2018 winning title, Rocky Memphis and The Legend of Atlantis, deliver another potential winning title for 2019? Let's take a look. In Sizzler, you control Mick-3, a three-legged robot whose task it is to assemble a hit computer game from various components of code, art and music scattered across a game environment spanning across approximately 50 screens. When you have collected 5 pieces of each component, you can then take them to the corresponding member of the development team to incorporate into your game. In a nice touch, the in-game dev characters are based on their real-life alter egos, which include Stu, who's responsible for creating the game code, Trev, who will create the game background and sprites, and Saul, who will make the music and sound effects for the game. Once the game development is complete, find Kens, who will package your game on cassette for you. Certain sections of the office will be initially blocked, and you will need to locate the corresponding key to access the areas beyond them, whereas other areas within the game can only be reached by locating hidden passages. You'll also have the opportunity to collect idea components, with the premise that the more ideas you collect, then the better rated your game will be when you submit the game to the Zzap reviewers. Well, that is if you ever get the chance to submit it. You see, Sizzler has an insane difficulty setting, and you should be prepared to see the game over screen quite often. Sizzler is not a game that you'll be rushing through, as each screen provides its own challenges, with some of the enemies feeling like they're impossible to pass without losing one of your 5 lives. Most screens will require you to really sit back and understand the enemy movement pattern and the various traps and aids available to you, and then execute your action forward, making many errors along the way. This means that you will become very familiar with the earlier screens as you replay them again and again and again. Only the most gifted, persistent or perhaps stubborn gamers will be able to progress through to see most of the game screens without the aid of a trainer. Thankfully, extra lives are awarded each time you collect a game component. Though the amount of lives you can have is capped at a maximum of 5, perhaps removing this cap would make the game more accessible to the average gamer. Difficulty setting aside, the game is visually, sonically and technically strong. The graphics are gorgeous. They are large, colourful and very well animated. The look and feel of many of the flip screens are varied, helping maintain interest within the game and making it easier to navigate your way around without getting lost. Controls are very responsive, and they need to be in order to pull off the moves you require to avoid enemy sprites, and the soundtrack is quite catchy and never gets dull. In playing Sizzler for an extended session, I found the game to be initially quite addictive. Perhaps this was due to the game's difficulty level and the appreciation of uncovering and conquering a new screen with each successive game. But the feeling that you need to invest a lot of time on the game to make substantial progress does start to wear thin after a few hours of gameplay, and fatigue starts to set in as you replay the same early screens continuously. Nevertheless, Sizzler is a work of art on the Commodore 64, and it should definitely be on your list of games to play during 2019. Ultimately, whether you appreciate the difficulty setting of the game will determine how much you enjoy Sizzler.